In the annals of true crime, there are cases that grip our imagination and challenge our understanding of the human psyche. Today, we delve into the enigmatic world of the Chameleon serial killer, a man who skillfully assumed identities and left a trail of devastation in his wake. Join us as we unravel the chilling story of Terry Rasmussen, the man behind the mask.
In Allenstown, New Hampshire, it remains a haunting mystery. 4 victims found in barrels near Bear Brook State Park, 15 years apart. New Hampshire authorities believe they all fell victim to one man. At the time, he was known as Bob Evans, a drifter who left behind a long trail of death. Reporter Bob Ward explains the case unraveled when a body was discovered buried in cat litter.
The sister she's referring to is one of 4 people found in metal drums in Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown. One of the drums, found in 2000, containing the body of Rasmussen's young daughter. Police determined Rasmussen killed them all. They also think he's likely responsible for the disappearance and death of Denise Bowden, a Manchester woman who vanished in 1981.
Our story begins with the disappearance of Terry Rasmussen, a seemingly ordinary man with an extraordinary ability to blend in. Friends and family were left bewildered as Terry vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions.
As we said early on in this case is it's in a backwards mode. Usually we start with the identity of our victims, learn the identity of our killer. We have a lot of information about our killer now, and we're hoping that leads us to our victims.
Tia and her mother, who just learned of their family member's grim history. The mission now, visit the grave of the little sister her mom never got to meet.
One of the detectives is trying to track down her little sister's grave for us so we could go there and visit it.
And authorities are also very interested in learning about another person. Rasmussen went back to visit his family one last time for Christmas in 1974, bringing a woman with him. Authorities believe that could be the mother of the child belonging to Rasmussen, who was found in a barrel in Allenstown.
Years later, the true extent of Terry Rasmussen's dark deeds would come to light. As investigators delved into his past, they discovered a trail of aliases, stolen identities, and hidden secrets.
Yesterday morning I had some things to attend to, but I did call you, I thought, in a reasonable time.
You did?
And at that time you said that you'd give me a little bit of leeway for a couple of days until I could get my ducks lined up, or whatever term you prefer to use.
And that's true.
So what I was doing was making arrangements to get my ducks lined up.
Okay.
And now you've got me up here.
Okay.
So here I am. Now, okay, we've been through this road already.
Okay.
Everybody is different.
Right.
Law enforcement people are human beings like everybody else. Like every other individual. Now, I haven't talked any more about Ensoon's problems or my problems because, frankly, you're not my priest,
No.
and you're not my doctor, and both stories have their place. You know, gossip has its place in society sometimes, but I'm just not going to say any more about Ensoon or myself right now.
Oh,
Because,
with the understanding
I
that
mean, frankly, no, I'm not going to cut you off. I'm not going to cut you off. And I've always tried to live by the model that there's no defense against the truth. But sometimes it's hard to find out what the truth is. You got one side, the other side, and something down the middle that people might perceive to be the truth. Now, when that Southern fire was roaring last month, I don't know if you've ever lived in a rural area before, but most people are signed up for the firefighting group. And when you get a journeyman carpenter that's only making maybe $8 or $9 an hour up there, and I'm talking about a professional journeyman, somebody that knows what he's doing and works good. And I guess you could compare that to a carpenter in this area that's out of the union. I think the scale is about $38 an hour in the Bay Area right now. When these guys get a chance to go to work for the Forest Service for $28.50 an hour, paid 24 hours a day plus their meals, you know it's dangerous. They're going to go. They will. And it used to be driving through places like that. If you had a pair of shoes and you were close to fire, you get, what would you call it? You get volunteer. Park your car, mister, you're going to be a firefighter.
All right, Larry. Your prints came back. You know your other name, right?
Curtis or Gerald or Jerry or whatever name you're going by this week.
Curtis Kimball.
Curtis Kimball. Or Gerald what's his name?
Mockerman?
Mockerman, right.
Ring a bell?
No.
Yeah, that's who you are, man.
Why not?
Do you need another Coke?
No.
You alright? You need candy bars or chips or something?
No, I'll be honest with you. I got to eat small meals about 4 times a day, 5 times a day.
You need something? You sure?
I'm fine.
I got a snack. I'll run down to the candy machine.
No, it's
Alright, I'm just gonna check around the
fine.
minute. I'll be right back.
It's fine.
Maybe she hurt herself, and you're concerned about that getting out, that she's harmed herself.
No.
There's no truth.
If you're thinking, is she suicidal?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
She's not.
But she's not as aggressive as she used to be. And what else can I say? I don't chase younger women. It's just something that happened. What can I say?
The way Terry Rasmussen targeted his victims varied, making it difficult for law enforcement to connect the dots. Some were strangled, others dismembered, and a few remained unidentified for years. It wasn't until a tenacious group of investigators refused to give up that the pieces of the puzzle started to fall into place. Using advancements in DNA technology and collaborative efforts between different agencies, they began to unravel the web of aliases and connect Terry Rasmussen to the crimes. The legacy of the Chameleon serial killer serves as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity. Terry Rasmussen's ability to seamlessly assume identities allowed him to evade capture for years, leaving behind a legacy of pain and suffering.